Is there a relationship between intuition and reflection?
I can't really answer that question because I'm unclear as to what intuition is. I mean, I think all of us can experience it. I just don't know how to express it. I don't know how it fits language in a way that's coherent and articulate. Um, I don't know what it is. I think all of us have it. Um, it's like when you go to a gathering and it just feels heavy. You feel it. And then you say, I think I'm just going to go home. You don't know how you know. You just feel that you know and you don't want to be there. I can't say too much because I honestly don't know. And I think if I was to say more, it would just kind of be borderline nonsense. I don't think you can reflect without feeling. Something has either given you pleasure or it's been positive. And so you kind of think or reflect, even though I think there's a difference between thinking and reflecting, but without getting kind of bogged down in semantics. Let's just say that they're both the same for now. Something has given you, say, a certain set of positive feelings, and so you think, how can I get more of those? And it's good greed. There's nothing wrong with that. And some things have given you negative feelings, and then you reflect and say, well, I don't want to repeat this. How can I avoid it? And going back to the example of a guy on your first day drinking 5 bottles of beer, you must have come to a place in life where you fear wasting your time with yet another man who is unworthy of you. You fear of yourself getting older, maybe missing that window where you can get pregnant and have a family. So reflection comes with a good amount of experience, that forces you to think and think really well about things. Intuition, I don't know, intuition is easy. Understanding is just really, really tough. And I think it's not intuition that saves you, it's understanding that'll save you. Given that life is complicated in so many ways. But I guess if there is a thing called intuition and it calls out, it's good that you should listen to it. Other than that, I don't know. You know. You know, there was a show on TV called Boston Legal. Alan Shore and James Spader and Danny Crane or William Shatner. And you know, by this time, Danny Crane has Alzheimer's, which he calls mad cow disease. And he runs into this woman who owns a ranch. And, you know, they've only met once for maybe a few minutes. And then Danny Crane, this 7-year-old guy, runs into his best friend's office, Alan Shore, James Pitt, and says, "My intuition told me I need to just marry this woman." "Well, who is she?" "Well, I don't really know, but I trust my intuition. You know, I don't have that much time. I should take advantage of, you know, the voice of conscience." And Alan Shore looks at him and says, "When you marry the wrong woman, time feels very long. So maybe you shouldn't listen to your intuition. You should kind of just spend some time with her, figure out who she is, what she is. You know, and examine the validity of intuition through reflection." But I don't know. I don't know. There is a scene in the movie, what was it called? The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo? Or Tattoo with the Dragon Girl?
Yeah.
There is a scene where Daniel Craig has broken into this guy's house, and as he's about to leave, he's outside, he's about to leave, and the owner, this guy, opens a sliding door and says, "Oh, hi, where are you going?" And so he kind of stands there and talks, and he says, "Why don't you come in and have some beer or some wine or something?" He says, "Okay." Then, of course, you know, the owner of the house drugs him, and when he wakes up next, he is in the garage or the basement, and he's tied to a chair. And this man looks at him and says, "You felt that you need to leave. You felt that it was unsafe for you to be here. And yet, because of social respectability, social etiquette, you turned away from your intuition and you followed social etiquette, and here you are. And I'm going to just chop off your head." You know, something like that. You know, in this book, Conversations with God, for example, I don't know what chapter it is, but, you know, Neil Donald Walsh looks at this, talks to this God and says, you know, am I ever going to get rich enough to take care of my wife and my kids? And God says, "Do you really think you were created to take care of your wife and your kids? Your first and foremost task is seek the kingdom of God within." Imagine you come to a place in life where your intuition, if there is such a thing, says, walk away. I doubt very much your reflection is going to be a good companion to your intuition. You know, your reflection will do whatever it possibly can to crucify your intuition. Your kids are like, one is 2, the other is 3, the other is 4. You're going to walk away from what? To do what? Intuition is the 19th century, the Romantic era. Reflection is the 18th century, the age of reason. Reason is good. In the 21st century, all of us feel too much. And we kind of chalk up those feelings to intuitions. Allison intuited that Saxon was no good for her some 20 years ago. It was a great piece of intuition. And she pursued it. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. I just like thinking, Cassie. And really, you can't think and you can't reflect if you don't feel. It's impossible. Thinking is solving problems, whatever they may be, whether it's boredom or frustration or getting a job, it doesn't really matter, but you feel deeply and intensely, you should feel. If you want to call it intuition, you can, but you should feel intensely. You should always be like erupting emotions, but you should also have a very razor-sharp intellect. It's just important, So when you say you want to, for example, move to Sacramento, I think it's such a good move. I don't care about the philosophical aspect of it. You should stay in Oakland because of, whatever. In 20 years, it'll be so nice you walking in Galleria with Layla. She's healthy, she's funny, she's graduated. Her grandparents are right there. And they have great schools over there. What are you going to do here? We can't buy a house. Nobody can. Everywhere's dirty, messy, smelly. And all the questions you have now. You'll be fine. Just be patient.